What's happening, YouTube modeling community? That's right, it's the old fat man from Alabama coming to you from Don's Garage. Well, here we have one of my older buildups. This is the Fiat from AMT's double dragster kit. It's been reissued a few times. This particular version was one that came in the tin I don't know what, 12 years ago or something. I've always liked the Fiat. I'm about to get the Revell, the old Revell one, which is now being produced by Atlantis. I want to get it and build it too. This is just a fun little car to build. What you see in front of you is built box stock. I took some creative liberties on the color. This is Candy Apple Red from Auto Air. It's a water-based paint sprayed over a gold base. In fact, it's Auto Air's gold base. It's sprayed over well, I'll remember the clear coat here in a minute. I believe this one's cleared with DuPont's Shop Line Quick Clear. It's a 2K clear. Back then I was buying it by the quart. Like I said, it's box stock as they come. Big old thumbprint. Should have cleaned it up better. But there it is. That's the undercarriage. Like I said, straight out of the box. Tried to do as clean a build as I could. It's got the old Chrysler Firepower Hemi in it. Now it's got multiple options for the intake. I decided to go with the log manifold with the multiple carburetors. I just like the way that looks. And it's got the little zoomy type headers on it. Of course, you've seen the belly pan underneath it. It came with the red tinted windows, so I did those. I used those in it, which makes viewing the interior a little bit difficult, but this thing sits on a shelf. I took the time to sand the tires, make them look like they've been rolled on the pavement, maybe made a pass. Stuff like that. Same thing with the front tires, which is hard to see in the video, but they're sanded also. Like I said, just a simple box stock build. Nothing over the top. A little black wash in the grill insert. Basic building skills, for lack of better terms. There's a couple of fit issues here I should have addressed, but I was just having fun. It doesn't really fit. Got a little bit of a gap here, which isn't too bad on this side. Unfortunately, the gap on the left side is a little worse. But it still looks decent. I'm okay with it. Looks good on the shelf sitting in the showcase. Decals from the kit. Like I said, I sat down. This is basically what I would call an exercise in gluing, painting, fitting, making sure everything lines up and fits and you assemble decently. Show winner, it isn't. Nice little shelf queen, yeah, I'll go along with that 100%. I enjoyed building it. I enjoy seeing it on my shelf. So there it is. I hear, particularly on Facebook, I hear a lot of bashing of the AMT stuff. I don't get it. I grew up building these things. It was what it was, is what it is. You learn to make this stuff fit together. These things are production line produced. They're not particularly quality control minded, I guess you could say. Quality control is make sure all the correct parts are in the correct box with the correct amount, and sometimes that don't happen either. Charlie Mack mentioned here, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, his Pro Street Group build kit. Opened it up and it was missing a part, a crucial part. Not something you just, whoop, there, yeah, we borrowed this one. Unfortunately, guys, that's going to happen. I'm not going to make excuses for them. And I know the kit prices are ridiculous. You know, when I started this hobby, $2.50, maybe $3 to buy your kit. And they were everywhere. You know, you just didn't have, you know, Kmart had them. Well, I don't remember Walmart as a kid. Anyway, at Kmart, we had Woolworths. I remember one time buying a model car at a 7-Eleven convenience store as a child. You know, I mean, they were literally everywhere. Dime stores had them, drug stores had them. They were all over the place. You know, then we got into the late 70s, or as we call the dark ages of plastic. The Monogram kind of, I don't know, I guess you could say they gambled, took a shot, whatever. But the hobby picked back up tremendously at that point to to where we have it today. You know, watch the birth of the aftermarket when you could get literally no more than a handful of parts. Then it seemed like overnight almost, everybody and their brother were making aftermarket parts, and the world was great. You know, contests and clubs were popping up everywhere. I can remember early 90s, well, all the way through the 90s. I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I could literally go to a model car show probably every other weekend, sometimes every weekend, within a 250-mile radius of where I lived. They were all over. Everybody was having one. It was great. And I've noticed it slacked off into the 2000s. I got heavily involved with IPMS back then, and I know that's a sensitive subject with some of you fellas. You think it's hard now? When I joined IPMS in 1989 or 1990, they had like 3, maybe 4 automotive classes, and they weren't even called automotive. They were called civilian vehicles. So myself and many car modelers, and I mean car modelers, they had no desire to build a tank, plane, ship, nothing else. They built model cars. We got into IPMS, got involved, and made changes from the inside. Fellas, you can't change the curtains in the house from out in the front yard. You've got to get in there, learn it, and work with them and make the changes from the inside. I still stand by IPMS 100%. In fact, I'm fixing to rejoin IPMS National. My belief, when it comes to a contest, they have the best, most accurate, I don't know if that's really the word to use, but their judging criteria is spot on. Get the basics down first, fellas. The assembly, how to glue it, make things fit. It's sit on all 4 tires at the same time, unless it's a lowrider and you're doing 3-wheel action. But something similar to what you see here. This is not a great example of it, but it's a decent. The fit and finish, got a little fitment issue with the pan, with the belly pan. That's going to happen. But the finish is decent. It's smooth. It's you know, it sits on all 4 wheels properly. That's the basics. Take out the seams where the seams are not supposed to be. Put the seams in where they're supposed to be if they're not there. All those things create a nice model. When you get that stuff down, then start putting in the aftermarket goodies. Detailing, plug wires, throttle linkage, fuel lines, all that stuff. Bring that stuff in gradually, just like you learn how to assemble a model neatly, gradually. And before you know it, you've got I'm not going to say you got a show winner, but you've definitely got a contender at that point. And it's real simple with these things, and with life in general. The 3 P's: practice, patience, and perseverance. Hey, if you screw the model up, no big deal, man. You got parts for the parts box now. You learned a lesson there. You know, some of it you learn. We don't do it that way because it didn't work. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. If it's a problem for a little, put it in a box and forget it. If you're anything like me, you got a few more, you can drag another one off the shelf. But patience and perseverance, you've got to, and you can't buy that at Walmart. Amazon don't have it either. I looked. Just keep practicing. The more repetitive you do something, the better you will get at it. That's it. It's that simple. And we're on the internet now. We're worldwide, man. Ask questions. I've had 2 emails this week asking questions. I'm honored that these 2 gentlemen think I know enough to help them out. I emailed them back with some suggestions, ideas, thoughts, plans. You know, I tried to do my part. And I'm very honored that they thought enough of me, of what I've done, to ask. That being said, I mean, guys, if you got a question, whoa, sorry, boots. There's my email address. Shoot me an email. I don't know how quickly I'll respond because, I mean, I stay quite active, you know, not just here in the shop. I got other things that, you know, I'm interested in doing, and there's life, you know, the big L. And yeah, don't get discouraged. Keep at it. I've been building these things for a long time, and trust me, I have built thousands of glue bombs. Just, you know, awful looking stuff compared to what I do now. I've built better stuff than what I do now. I've kind of pulled back, just building for, this is my relaxation. This is my zen time in my shop. Crank the music up, close the world out, bust out a model. Sometimes I finish them, most times I don't. This ain't a race, man. I don't enter contests, but I'm going to go to a few. And I say I don't enter, there's a couple. I may drop something on the table. If I enter a contest, that's me trying to support the host club, the guys putting the show on. My stuff ain't trophy worthy anymore. But they're interesting, you know, good conversation piece. And to be honest with you, if someone at a show sees something on a car that I've done and asks me a question on how I done it or so on and so forth, that's more of a trophy to me than taking home a best of show. The compliment, I mean, I feel complimented when someone asks, how'd you do that? That's yours, that, man, that's cool. Well, at that point, I won. I mean, I can go put it back in the truck and go home. I won. Someone thought enough of my work, wanted to know how I done it. It's very honoring. It's humbling, but kind of buffs their ego a little bit too. So, well, I've rambled on long enough, fellas, and it's after midnight here in old Alabama. It's still hot, muggy. I'm tired. I'm just afraid to give out. So, remember, fellas, live, love, and laugh. Build the model for you. And fellas, let's be kind to each other. Take care of each other. We all we got. We got to work with each other and lean on the good Lord. So, this is Don here at Don's Garage. If it's the first time watching the channel, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, share it with your friends and family. Who knows? We might all have a good time. I want to thank all my subscribers, the kind words in the comments on my videos. Does this old man a lot more good than I can ever express. So thank you all. You've blessed me more than I deserve. So, this is Don. About to turn the lights out, leave the garage, go to bed. Hey fellas, turn the music up, turn the internet off, bust out a model. Let's build something. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.